Hey guys, welcome to a Captain Tsubasa video. Just wanted to give out my thoughts of what I think will be the characters and what the upcoming updates might look like. I don't like to make too much speculations with this game because of the direction that has been going. However, if you do look at the Japanese Twitter, they do update the game regularly with their tweets. So I think that the next big thing that they can do, I think, in my opinion, that these DLCs are going to lead up to something big in the future, and that's going to be the World Youth. They did bring in Shingo. They brought in Ryoma. They brought in some characters that can kind of elevate that coming to light. And if we look at the first chapter here, I always found it strange that they decided to add Carlos into the game, and not only did they add him with the last name Carlos Barra, opposed to Carlos Santana. That kind of just shows that they were planning something, and I think that bringing Carlos in as Carlos Barra instead of Carlos Santana, I think that gives us the sense that we are gonna see Carlos change his name somehow in the future, and I think the best way to do it is just, I know people are gonna hate to hear this, but just release another Carlos DLC. This one is much stronger with different moves, different last name. I think that would be okay. I know people would probably be outraged about that because Carlos is already in the game. I mean, they don't have to do that. They can just change it for the storyline. But I wouldn't mind seeing that. With that being said, if you read this really quickly, you see that Carlos does change his name after, being abused by his father, I'm assuming. I think that's who it was. I didn't really read this too much, but the Asian qualifiers comes right after this, when this happens to Carlos over here. And let me just pause for a minute. I think in the game, when you beat the game, it was hinting a lot on, towards the end, that Tsubasa was going to Brazil. I always thought that the first chapter, the first story, was going to be Tsubasa in Brazil, and it was going to follow up with high school. So what they can do is have Tsubasa go to Brazil. They don't even have to make new characters for the high school team. They can just give us new jerseys. They can just use the same characters, use the skills that we've been unlocking for the story modes, and just let them go at it. Add like 2-3 matches to Tsubasa in Brazil against Carlos, who's now going to be called Carlos Santana. Have Tsubasa go against him and Roberto as their coach. That can be a new scenario right there. They can use the DLC as well. So it would be Sao Paulo and Flamengo. Right here would be Carlos Santana. So these two right here can be, this can be the DLC right here. These stories, the high school, and then we can get the Asian qualifiers. And then we'll go, they can shift back since they have Aoi. We can have a little scene with Aoi. And another DLC character can be Gentile. And we can see Gentile go against Aoi. And we can see how he came about. And then we can just shift and give a little backstory with Misagi against France. And again, with the Asian qualifiers. And then we can just slowly get ourselves into the World Youth arc. And there we can have Mexico, we can have Thailand with the qualifiers, we can have Korea in the qualifiers, we can have the full team of Sweden, we can have Uruguay 2.0, we can have a new category of Junior World Youth. Now, again, I think this guy will be one of the DLC characters, because if you do look in the game, and I've been saying this before, there's a lot of references to his nicknames. All his nicknames are in there. All of them. Like, you can find all of Gentile's nicknames in there. You got Nova, you got Dandy, and you got the other one that starts with a C. You got all his nicknames there. You can even make moves out of his nicknames. And then we got this boy here. So they are going to go to the route with the Junior World Youth. They got to bring this guy in. And if they do that, I can see him as a DLC character. If they are going... But I just feel like what I'm saying right now is too big from what we've been seeing so far. I mean, just the constant skill events, and the developer is like in hiding because I haven't heard from him since like half a year ago. So that gets my hopes down a little bit. But if they do give us new content like this guy's a must-have as a DLC character. Then again, like I said before, having Carlos Santana as a new DLC, stronger version of himself, as long as he has like new moves and stuff like that, new skills, something worth it where people would say, you know what, I want him. New hairstyle. Guys, I haven't played this game in a while, so I don't think Carlos has the ponytail, but this Carlos can come looking a little different with the ponytail. Again, I think if they do go this route, then they have to bring in Cha with the Korean team, and they can also bring the Korean captain as well. I don't think everybody should be a DLC player. Well, it's hard to say because if they release Cha as a DLC player and they're going to have Korean team, then they got to have the other guy as well. So it's like, I hope that these DLCs are different. They should give us the characters with the team. And, they can sell it for a little bit more because if you're buying a character of the team, that's a lot. So they can do that as well. And then you have the three brothers. We can make Thailand stronger. Then we have the Aztec Warriors. We can add them in it. So they do have a lot of resources to work with. They got the unknown Portugal player that they mentioned. They can add him as well. They can add Spain. They can add an original Spaniard player. They can add the rest of the Knights, the Sweden Knights, the Midnights, and they can add Akai. Akai is a great player. I would love to see him. And again, like I said, they can add the high school arc. They don't even have to add new characters. They just have to add new jerseys and just throw them in there. And if any of these characters have new moves, they can add an update that gives us new moves and new skills that we can unlock. I mean, when you open up a character like Tsubasa and you go to tackle, we have like that whole box, and all we can do is like change to like 3-4 tackles. This game has so much potential. I haven't been playing this game, but I always do love playing this game. I do enjoy it. But it makes me sad to see this game waste its potential because the developers seem incompetent. And I don't know who's in charge of the direction. But if they follow these easy steps, just giving us the high school arc, Tsubasa in Brazil, take us to Italy, take us to France, take us around the world, damn it. Show us the character's point of view. You can have new hero involved in there somehow. Maybe you can have new hero choose a route. Does new hero want to go to Brazil with Tsubasa? Or does new hero want to stay in high school with Japan? I mean, they can do so many things. I don't know, guys. Help me out here. I think there's a great opportunity here. If they release a DLC with just singles again and just out-of-place characters, then I'm just going to go on the train, the bandwagon that everyone else is screaming and just say, just make a sequel at this point, and that's it. But these 10, whatever these DLCs that are hitting, whatever they are, is going to define the future of this game, in my opinion. Hopefully, it's something good, because right now, singles aren't working for me. I want to see teams, and I want to see a new storyline. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Take care.